This is Up North Live News at 5 on 7 and 4.
Happy Friday, Northern Michigan, and thanks so much for joining us tonight at 5. We are starting off with a live look all around the area. Cloudy Friday and some rain starting to fall in a few of our areas that we cover. So for more on that, let's turn things over to Joe. Can we expect this rain to continue the rest of the night?
Yeah, I actually think we will. What a difference, though, from yesterday, remember?
Night and day.
It really... Yeah, we clouded up this morning, and then as time went on, we had a few raindrops, and now showers rolling through. I think, though, as we get deeper into the night tonight, Maya, a little more of a steadier rain, maybe even a few thunderstorms tonight as well. So it's going to be a lot different than the last few nights across northern Michigan. It is cloudy. It is a little bit wet around the region, as we just mentioned. But again, as we go through the night tonight, a little more rain set to roll in, and you can see that on radar. This is what it looked like. We clouded up. There is some of that rain passing through. What's falling right now is pretty light. Nothing too heavy, at least for now. There's a closer look at radar right now. You can see some of that rain from Sault Ste. Marie over to Petoskey, Rogers City, Newberry, that region, and then extending down toward Grayling, Houghton Lake, Manistee, and Ludington, all the way down toward Clare. Some of these lighter showers. Now, the outdoor outlook, of course, we're heading into the weekend, shaping up like this. Tomorrow, we'll put the yellow caution up. I don't think an all-day rain, but we are going to dodge some rain in a few storms. But look at Sunday, and then look at Monday. We're going to put the green for good. Sunday and Monday, it looks pretty nice as we head into early next week. We'll time out, though, tonight. We do have that chance for some rain. And tomorrow, kind of an interesting day. A couple rounds of showers, maybe a couple stronger thunderstorms, too. We'll explain all of that and take a look at Stormcast future radar coming up in Maine weather.
The first presidential debate of the 2024 presidential election cycle has come to a close, and political experts are calling it a choice between stumbles and falsehoods. Multiple reports specify issues that President Biden had in the first minutes of the debate, stumbling on words and at times losing his train of thought. The president described the debate in closing statements, saying, quote, "Everything Trump says is a lie, every single one." Fact checkers have confirmed more than 30 false claims were made by Trump during the debate. But political experts on the Democratic side are facing a different question today. Some asking, with his stumbling and what some call one bad night, should President Biden remain the Democratic candidate for president? Julia Benbrook has reaction and a look at where we go from here.
It's the first time a sitting president and a former president have debated.
The whole world is blowing up under him.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump sparred over the economy, immigration, foreign policy, and more. But Biden missed several opportunities to fact-check Trump and counter him on issues like abortion, where Democrats have an edge among voters. Republicans now looking to capitalize on Biden's shaky moments.
President Biden is not up to the job.
According to a CNN flash poll, 67% of debate watchers said Trump had a better performance. Some Democratic officials are privately expressing concerns.
I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention.
But top Democrats have jumped to the president's defense.
I will never turn my back on President Biden. We're going to double down in the next few months. We're going to win this election.
While Vice President Kamala Harris admitted that Biden got off to a, quote, slow start, she urged voters to look at what the administration has accomplished.
I'm not going to spend all night with you talking about the last 90 minutes when I've been watching the last 3.5 years of performance.
These two are set to meet again on the debate stage. Before Thursday's debate, Biden and Trump had already agreed to a second one on September 10th, hosted by ABC. Reporting in Atlanta, I'm Julia Benbrook.
And these are the live results for our question of the day, which is posted on our website, upnorthlive.com. The question today, in your opinion, which candidate do you think had the better performance at Thursday night's presidential debate? 71% say Donald Trump, 8% say President Joe Biden, 21% said neither did well. You can join in on the discussion on the presidential debate tonight on Up North Live Unscripted at 6:30. Governor Gretchen Whitmer did release this statement on X following the debate, saying, quote, from blundering the COVID-19 response to inciting an insurrection to being convicted of 34 charges in a scheme to illegally influence the 2016 election, Donald Trump continues to blame everyone but himself, end quote. We got a chance to speak with voters and politicians in Michigan who watched the debate last night. You're looking at video from Traverse City. Michigan Democratic Party's One campaign hosted a debate watch party last night at the Grand Traverse Commons. The room was packed with voters hoping the presidential candidates talked about issues ranging from reproductive rights to climate and the economy. For many in the crowd, it was also their first time attending a watch party.
I am so afraid for our democracy that I am highly charged. And I never say this, but I'm praying for President Biden, because he's going to save us from a bad alternative.
We also tried to attend a watch party with the official Republican Party of Grand Traverse County. When we got there, the building was closed. However, our sister station attended a Republican watch party in Kalamazoo. We wanted to know if they heard what they wanted to from former President Donald Trump during the debate. Here's what the chairwoman of the Kalamazoo County Republican Party had to say.
President Trump has come out very strong. He's saying hitting all the points that we want to hear. He's talked about the border, all of the illegal aliens that have come into our country. I believe we're up to 8 million right now. He's talked about the economy, inflation.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. did not qualify for last night's debate, but that's not stopping the independent candidate from making his voice heard. Instead, he hosted his own debate. He called it The Real Debate. Kennedy responded to the questions being asked of both President Biden and former President Trump in real time, along with portions of their answers. Kennedy fell short on the polling threshold and does not appear on enough states' ballots. Kennedy did file a complaint with the Federal Election Commission, threatening to sue. He claims CNN colluded with Trump and President Biden. Experts from both sides have expressed worry about the third-party candidate's impact on the race, drawing voters away from the main faces. The Supreme Court has handed down several major decisions today. We are still waiting on the justice's decision related to presidential immunity. It's expected on Monday, which is the court's final day before recess. In a 6-3 decision, the court ruled that the Justice Department overstepped by charging hundreds of January 6th Capitol rioters with obstruction. We'll have a closer look at that decision in our 5:30 half hour. In a 6-3 decision, the court overturned the Chevron decision, making it harder for the government to regulate the environment, public health, workplace safety, and consumer protections. And in another 6-3 decision, the High Court ruled that cities are allowed to ticket homeless people sleeping outdoors, which advocates say unfairly criminalizes homelessness. Traverse City officials have responded to that SCOTUS ruling on homelessness, saying that although the city has an ordinance which would define an overnight stay in any park, mentioning the Pines, as a civil infraction, the city will be moving forward with compassion in their work to solve the issue of homelessness. Two environmental advocacy groups have filed a motion asking Michigan Appeals Court to shut down Enbridge's Line 5 pipeline. They're campaigning against a December 2023 decision by the Michigan Public Service Commission to approve Enbridge's plan to build a new tunnel beneath the Mackinac Straits, replacing existing pipelines on the lakebed. The Environmental Law and Policy Center and Michigan Climate Action Network contend the pipeline poses a dangerous risk for a catastrophic oil spill and should be shut down to protect the Great Lakes and prevent climate change. The groups argue the Public Service Commission failed to fully assess feasibility alternatives to the tunnel. We reached out to Enbridge for a response, and they argue that the tunnel project will protect the Great Lakes and secure vital energy for Michigan and surrounding regions. In a press release, Enbridge said in part, quote, "We believe that the MPSC carefully examined this complex issue and considered many viewpoints, questions, concerns, and ideas in reaching its decision to locate a replacement segment to the dual pipelines in the tunnel." Enbridge says they are ready to begin work on the pipeline as soon as all necessary permits are in hand. First Lady Jill Biden has announced that she will be making several stops in Michigan next week. On Wednesday, she'll be making a stop right here in Traverse City for a community event. That will be after a stop in Grand Rapids and Barry County to highlight summer nutrition programs. As part of her Joining Forces initiative, she will be stopping at Hidden Helpers Summer Camp to recognize and support military-connected children. Well, the National Cherry Festival kicks off tomorrow in Traverse City. The stage, carnival, and tents are set up and ready to go for the 98th National Cherry Festival. A lot of traditions are returning this year, including pit spitting and pie eating contests, parades, cherry treats, and so much more.
We love celebrating our favorite fruit, the cherry. And you can find anything and everything cherry down at the open space and, of course, at the National Cherry Festival this week.
Tonight, the U.S. Coast Guard Air Station starts the festival with their open ramp at 5:30 to 8 p.m. And here's just a few of the fun events kicking off the Cherry Festival. The festival starts with a very cherry flying pancake breakfast at the open space from 8 until 11 a.m. Opening ceremonies will take place at the open space at 10 a.m. And all eyes will be on the skies from 1 until 4 p.m. for the air show starring the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. How far can you spit the cherry pit? That contest starts at the open space at 6 p.m. Also at 6 p.m., the Stone Temple Pilots with special guest Moon Fever will hit the Bayside Music Stage. It is time for this week's Adoption Options. Meet Roxy, who's ready to bring you joy, laughter, and a whole lot of tennis ball action into your life. She's 7 years old and a superstar with young kids, whether it's playing in the yard or cuddling up for story time. She's also great off leash. She's patient and gentle. You can meet Roxy at the AuSable Valley Animal Shelter in Grayling. And take a look at this sweetheart, Bok Choy. He is 3 months old. He's an American Eskimo mix. Bok Choy can't wait to join you on your adventures. Meet him at the Little Traverse Bay Humane Society in Harbor Springs. And here is Rogan, who is charming with just a hint of sass. Rogan is learning basic commands like sit and shake. She's very treat motivated and loves playing with toys. You can meet this sweet girl at the Misaki Humane Society in Lake City. And last but certainly not least, meet Arnie. He is a 1-year-old Australian cattle dog mix who is curious and very smart. Arnie loves sniffing the world's secrets and also tends to herd his people. He loves having a job to do and has a knack for learning new tricks. You can meet Arnie at the Cherryland Humane Society in Traverse City. And we have more pups in need of a loving home on our website, upnorthlive.com. A mysterious monolith has appeared in Nevada. Hear from site seekers on where they think it came from. Coming up next on Up North Live, News at 5.
And kind of a wet end here to our Friday. We'll take a look at that. And as we get into the weekend, a couple chances for a few thunderstorms. I'll look at that full weekend forecast after the break.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Vandry is celebrating the 4th with our very best offers.
Extra savings up to 60% off. And 60 months, no interest financing.
Plus, there's hot buys like this Lazy Boy recliner, just $3.98. This dual reclining sofa is just $6.98. And this Queen Beauty Rest mattress is just $4.98. All Beauty Rest are 50% off.
We're treating customers like family with July 4th savings store-wide at Vandry Home Furnishings.
You'll